Oh, hi, Gerard. Hi, it's Andy. I thought I'd do a little special presentation for you because obviously ex-Clean Easy and stuff and backgrounds and so on and so forth. So just to put why Oriflame into a bit of context. So I thought it'd be easier to do a little video. I'm going to bring some slides up in a second just to show you why we're very excited about Oriflame having left seems like an age now. Clean Easy. We're back in the day when we had Clean Easy. Obviously, it all closed down, and we had all the horrors of trying to resurrect it and all sorts of things. And people were rushing around looking for, other things. We took our time a little bit, and the reason we got into Oriflame was partly because it had a fantastic catalogue, partly because it was run by a family, but they were a huge financially very sound business, turning over at that point about 1.5 billion in around 60 plus countries around the world. Lots of integrity. Swedish, they do things in a really nice way, looking after the planet, all that sort of stuff. So we were quite hooked on Oriflame. Like anything else, starting afresh, I'm not sure whether it's harder than it was when we started Clean Easy at the beginning. It's such a long time ago now. But these things don't happen just at the drop of a hat. You have to make things happen, get your head around it. So it's a bit of a journey. So we got into it, got a bit of progress, got a few people on board, one or two ex-Clean Easy on board. So we made a bit of progress, and then obviously COVID and stuff kicked in. So we with COVID, we took a big sort of step back from everything. We just hid basically. So we just wanted to stay fit and healthy and didn't really do an awful lot. We've all kind of come through that, so we're now looking to crack on and get back in properly with Oriflame. Particularly now, we're in a position to recruit overseas, and at the moment, Oriflame are in 64 countries, but at the moment they've joined up all the systems in a lot of countries in Europe, so we can recruit in places like Sweden, Finland, Holland, Spain, a lot of the, I don't know whether they call them Baltic countries, but you're talking it's going to be Poland, Romania, Bulgaria, places like that. But that will actually increase over time, and I believe they're on the cusp of launching into the USA, so we'll be able to get into the US as well. So for me, it's really exciting. What that meant for me was with having a target audience to recruit from. The UK was about, I don't know, 40 million adults. We're now into 500 million upwards and growing. So it's a case of somebody who lives in the UK from Spain, who do you know in Spain, and that's how your business can grow. So really exciting in terms of how it all operates, and I'm going to show you some stuff in a minute. In terms of how it all operates, I just see it as just very, very similar to Clean Easy, with the one big add-on, and that's online. And there's a huge amount of expertise in using social media and all its different platforms within the group. The whites head up the group, but within there's a lot of people who know what they're doing in terms of social media. Not my thing, really. I still love getting out there with a few catalogs, building up a local customer base, and just having customers. We moved from Bristol up to South Yorkshire a few years ago, so we had to start afresh with customers. We got out there and just knocked on a few doors, and we built a little customer base that goes, I would say, better than the old customer base we used to have in Clean Easy, because the products are really, really nice, pretty cheap, but high quality. So anyway, we love it. Competition is kind of zero because there aren't so many Oriflame people in the UK, so there's huge amounts of potential in the UK. Anyway, let me just take you through a little presentation, and at the end I've got something that is might be a bit more your cup of tea in terms of how we approach things. So bear with while I just screen share. So where are we? Here we go. So just get onto the slideshow. Here we go from beginning. Great, there we go. Oriflame. So I'm going to whiz through this because I'm sure you might have done a bit of digging around yourself, but they're a global company founded in 1967. They're family owned, have very, very strong principles and ethics, which coming from the last shower that ran the other business is so refreshing. I believe they're the #1 beauty company in terms of direct selling in Europe. So, but they're not so big in UK yet. At the time we were looking, they were turning over about 1.5 billion turnover, so really big. In 64 countries, I think might be one less now. Russia seems to have decided to go a bit AWOL. Huge, obviously, potential in the UK because there's roughly 5,000 or 6,000 distributors in the UK, part of the DSA, etc. We got between 800 and 1,000 products for men and women. We only use natural ingredients combined with a bit of science. They're sort of pioneers in lots of different things within the cosmetic industry. But we do a lot of wellness products, and the wellness products are really, really good. So it's not just beauty products. People join us for a load of different reasons. This is stuff we actually borrowed from back in the day with the other company because it's still the same. You know, people join still for the same reasons. How it works, I just lending out catalogs to family, friends at work, just as we did before. It all works. Find your regular customers, your customer base, but also you can develop this online as well, which is the big sort of going forward, the big direction that Oriflame wants to get into. Up to 30% discount on self-use. Prices are really competitive. People are surprised how good the prices are. Full money back guarantee on everything, and obviously there's the aspect of repeat business. So just to give you an idea in terms of income, if you've got 20 customers who order on average £100, that's going to give you £20 profit. You earn 20%. This is over 3 weeks, mind. So we have two levels of commission. One is 20%, the other is 30%. If you do orders up to £107 over a 3-week campaign, so it's 3 weeks, not a month or 4 weeks, 3 weeks. If you do up to £107, you earn 20%. If you do over, which is £108 or more, you earn the extra 10%. So 30% is what most people earn because they do more than 108. And obviously, the more you do, the bigger your customer base, etc., the more you're going to make, just as before. So there's no real change there. So principles are very, very similar. So as a bit of a game plan, you find 5 to 10 customers a week over maybe 90 days, doing it really part-time, delivering, or as we prefer, presenting the catalogs, just knocking on the door and saying hi, and maybe promoting the products online or through social media, etc. Just as an example, and we're talking small numbers here, you'll have maybe £375 over a 3-week sales campaign. So that's sort of hitting averages, and that'll earn you 30%, which is £112. So we're not talking huge numbers here. Obviously, if you do a lot more, then same as it was before, you're going to earn a lot more on the retail side. Team building, really similar to Clean Easy, which is why we like it. It's very, very similar in terms of structure and principles. So just an example here, if you find 3 people who you know, through some, you know, the usual methods, advertising, we've actually got ad pools, all sorts of things. Your business is now doing 2,250. You're earning that 112 on your own sales, your own customer base, and you're going to get a bonus of, I believe, it's about 130 quid on your team. So you're now earning 240 odd over 3 weeks. So, you know, a little business beginning to grow, but it's obviously the concept of team building and teaching others is the important thing. So if you keep going and you develop your business and grow your business to a level where you get to director, turnover for a director is around about £7,500 every 3 weeks. You're going to be earning £750 plus, depending a little bit on structure. But that's a bit like the old gold distributor side of the previous business. Loads of overseas trips. They do more trips than any other company, I believe, globally. There's 3 or 4 a year. I think the current one, there's one for Rose, I know there's Turkey, there's Dubai, they just bring out so many trips basically, and they're cracking incentives, so definitely worth getting on them. So you move it on, find 2 more directors, a bit like finding a couple of golds, come in bronze. Income around about £2,000 every 3 weeks. So the structure, you know, very, very similar to previous. we can obviously help anybody get a personal business plan, loads of training and support. There's loads of online training. There's lots of Zooms, etc. You get a load of free products if you hit some really simple targets in the first 90 days. You get proper websites, you get an online store, you get e-catalogs, etc. So it's all fully set up, and it's just £19 to register to get up and running. So that just gives you a quick overview. What I was going to do now was I'm going to bring another set of slides up. So bear with us again. Just bear with. Here we go. Slideshow. So just to break it down again, this is what really excites me is, and this is what always excited me back in the other business, is what's doable. And I think that's really important. Now, this is just purely looking at catalog customers, if you like, but add in the potential of all the other customers you can get maybe online. So if you developed, a customer base of 55 customers who just hit the averages, so that customer base, as we know it, some will order every campaign, some every other, some every second and third campaign. So the averages kick in. That would give you £125 orders every week, 375 per campaign. So it's a block of business that is really doable. Obviously, people can do a lot more if they want, but I'm always interested in what is doable rather than pitching things that look fantastic, but when it comes to it, it's impossible. This is doable. So what you can get from doable is if you find 5 other people who do what is doable. Here's, I just sort of referred to it back on the other slides, but if you find 5 people who learn how to do their 375, you've got a team then, team doing 2,250, income £240. And then if you teach those 5, which is what it's all about, as we know, teach those 5 how to find their 5, that's when the magic can begin. Now, that sounds an awful lot easier than reality, because in between those 5, you're going to get some people joining just to get a big discount off their orders, some people who do not a lot, some people who don't want to team build, and so on and so forth. But it's finding those 5 key people, starting that journey and teaching them how to find their 5. You're going to get, I'm sure you've seen this before, the multiple effect. So, if you teach 5 to find 5, that's 25. That will get you to director level, about £1,000 a calendar month. They teach their 525. That will get you to 2.5K calendar month. So these are kind of matching really what we used to have back in the day with the other business. And the figures sort of stack up because it's all based around what is doable and teaching others what is doable. We pay 5 levels deep. And on top of just basic distributor commissions, there's other commissions on the team where you get to a certain point within the business. We didn't have that in the other business. This has got an additional income stream as your business starts to grow. So that hopefully just gives you a bit of an idea. Now, I just remembered that you said, show us some figures of reality. So, that's just a reminder of teach 5 by 5. So I just pulled out just before we hid from we were just beginning to get going, and then we hid from COVID. This is a because you get obviously your tracking in terms of what you do, etc., etc. So this is one campaign at the end of 2020 where we turned over about 3,400 bonus points, and a bonus point. We had something similar back in the other one. A bonus point is just a common currency. It's actually 0.93 of a pound, just to give you a rough idea. But as you can see there, we've been paid 3 levels deep in our little team. The team was about 17 people, I think, averaging a couple of hundred when you averaged it all out. So at the first level, we get paid 12% on a thing called business volume. Don't worry about that, but it's 12%. In reality, I think it's 7% of the retail value. Second level, it's 8%. Third level, it's 4th. So we've not got anything down as far as the 5th level. But what it does mean, we got paid for 3 weeks, 223. There we go. There's bonus points. So that was about £475 in retail. 30% of that, 133. So the two added together works out at, you know, nearly £500 a calendar month, 366 for 3 weeks. So that is just to give you an idea of reality. But it all revolves around, I think the most important thing is doing that block of business that is doable and teaching other people what is doable. Some people do it quick, some people do it slower. And this is purely with catalogs. Now, we got, you know, beauty products, we've got skincare products that, you know, between 70 and £100. And a lot of people just focus on promoting and selling those. And there are those for blokes as well. And you imagine if you've got 10 customers and, you know, if you can't find 10 customers a month or order 100 quid at a time, that's a lot of money. So there's potential to do a lot more than this. What I did, I stripped it down from my perspective and what is doable with just some catalogs with our know-how. Everything else on top of that becomes then a bonus as you develop your business. But when you add all this potential in the UK to now the potential overseas, it is truly, truly awesome. And Oriflame, they're a pretty progressive company in terms of how they do things. They're focusing a lot on the UK because they know how big the UK is. Plus also going forward, because English speaking as well, they're looking to really guinea pig us for a few things, because their sort of target very soon is to go into the US. So they're going to be having the same system as us. We'll be able to, I think, link up with that when it happens. It's going to happen sooner than later. My best guess is, and I'm keeping told, keep it quiet, but my best guess is within the year, I'm pretty certain, particularly because they were in Russia and that business no longer exists now. So they're bringing forward some of their growth targets, etc., to replace that. So it's interesting times. It's so similar to what we were doing before, but different. And we're not saturated in the UK with Oriflame. I see similar beauty catalogs dotted around everywhere. I don't know whether you find a place when you're doing that other company, but this one, you know, a lot of people do know it from the past. But you know, I'm in South Yorkshire. You know, I've not found anybody else doing it around anywhere near where I'm doing it, and I'm building up a nice little customer base. So really, really doable. If you want to have a good old natter about it, obviously give us a shout. We can have a good old chat. I'd love to have you on board if you want to come on board. And you know, we're really excited about what we're doing with this now. So fingers crossed. You know, we're starting to get a bit of traction. So we'd love to help other people obviously do the same. So hopefully you've got a little watch of this. I've also probably sent you some other things to look at as well. But take a look at this. If you want a catalogue, just give us your address and I'll bung a physical catalogue in the post to you and go from there. So good luck, and be nice to have you on board. But hey, if you don't, hey, that's not an issue. Good luck, and maybe catch up, speak soon somewhere. All the best.